Hey y'all, this is Darren Van Dam, and you are watching Flick Connection, the show that connects you with the best movies to stream. And today we're going to be talking about all the best stuff Netflix is adding in September 2022. So in September, Netflix is adding, honestly, a lot of what I would call drivel. So it's not a banner month for Netflix, at least not in my opinion. However, there are some great choices getting added to the platform this month. If you're new to the channel, welcome. But what we do in these episodes in particular is I talk about all the stuff Netflix is adding on the first, which is typically the movies you've heard of or probably even seen. And then we'll go through the rest of the month in chronological order, talking about all the new stuff that Netflix is going to be adding. This video is sponsored by EveryPlate, but I'll be telling you more about their delicious stuff later in the video. For now, we're going to talk about all the best stuff Netflix is adding on September 1st. Collateral is a personal favorite of mine. I'm a big fan of Michael Mann as a director. This isn't my favorite movie of his, but it's up there. It's also a rare treat to see Tom Cruise playing a villain, which he does quite well in this movie. I'm a big fan of the story here, but also just the look and feel of this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's certainly one of my top picks out of everything coming to Netflix this month. They're also going to be adding American Beauty, a classic that I honestly have not seen for quite a while. However, it did stick with me. Very rarely do I agree with the Best Picture wins at the Academy Awards, but this really is an exceptional movie. If it's been a while since you've seen it, it's probably worth revisiting. I could say the same thing about Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange. However, if you've never seen A Clockwork Orange, it is one of the more disturbing movies ever made. And yes, some of the imagery is disturbing, but there's worse stuff in movies being made today. But what A Clockwork Orange is ultimately trying to say is really the most disturbing thing about it. Snow White and the Huntsman I consider to be an underrated movie. And in the realm of PG-13 action, adventure, fantasy movies, Snow White and the Huntsman is actually a pretty exceptional one. If nothing else, it's got some dazzling visuals and a familiar story, but it is interestingly told in this movie. And then for a good old-fashioned comedy, they're adding a good old-fashioned orgy.
We're gonna have an orgy.
Ew!
This is our chance to do it right. Take back what's been taken from us.
Isn't that from Goonies?
I am paraphrasing Goonies there, yeah.
Jason Sudeikis stars in this, and it's kind of a summer comedy about a bunch of friends that decide to have an orgy, and most of the movie is them planning this sort of epic orgy. And what's so funny about the movie is they're not those kind of people, and it opens it up for a lot of really great humor. This movie, I think, is every bit as funny as The 40-Year-Old Virgin was when it came out. So if you're a fan of that kind of humor, you know, humor for adults, then this is a really funny flick. For more comedy, they're going to be adding the Austin Powers Trilogy, which those movies don't quite hold up, but in a nostalgic sense, they are still really funny. If you laughed at these years back, there's a good chance they will still be able to tickle your funny bone. They're also adding Clueless, which I will admit I've never actually seen. I've seen parts of it, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched Clueless before. If you think I should this month, let me know in the comments down below. And they're adding quite a bit of new stand-up specials. They tend to add one almost every single week, but my top pick for this month is Sam Morril's Same Time Tomorrow. I know he's not one of the big names in comedy right now, but I've always loved his material. I think it's really kind of clever and sharp, so that is the one I'll be checking out this month. By the way, the full list of all the titles discussed in this video can be found in the top pinned comment down below, not the video description. So one of my goals with this YouTube channel is to help save you time and money. Hopefully I save you time browsing on Netflix and maybe even save you money by introducing you to some movies that you wouldn't have otherwise watched that are better than most new releases. But another money and time saver is today's sponsor, EveryPlate. EveryPlate lets you choose between 18 different recipes that rotate every single week, and they then deliver all the ingredients you need directly to your door in the exact amount, and getting just the exact amount helps you save money and reduces food waste. EveryPlate even lets you make changes like swapping out proteins or adding extras like vanilla cheesecake delight. I cooked 2 EveryPlate meals this week. They each took about 30 minutes and turned out amazing. Here I've got some pork chops with a mushroom sauce that turned out great. I also cooked a couple of really juicy burgers with caramelized onions on potato buns that were fantastic. Get your first box for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code FLICK149. I mean, I have tried other meal kits in the past, and I always felt like they were overpriced for what you get, but Every Plate offers delicious food at a much lower price. Again, get your first box for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com and using code FLICK149. But let's go ahead and talk about everything else Netflix is going to be adding this month. September 2nd adds a new dating reality show, Dated and Related, where siblings date the same person and that person has to choose which of the two siblings they actually want to end up dating. Looks and sounds absolutely disgusting. And then Devil in Ohio is a new miniseries that stars Emily Deschanel from Bones. And the miniseries itself looks like it may appeal to fans of Bones, but being a miniseries, it will be kind of a one-time thing with just a few episodes. September 7th adds Chef's Table Pizza. This is one of the better, not the best, I happen to like Somebody Feed Phil, but it's one of the better food shows you can catch on Netflix right now, and the new season focuses on pizza. September 8th adds a new true crime special, The Anthrax Attacks. Many of you may remember after 9/11 there was a huge anthrax scare, and that may seem like a distant memory now, but this is from the same producer as Dirty Money, so it should be pretty well done, and it's a 90-minute documentary instead of a drawn-out series. Cobra Kai Season 5 gets added on the 9th. This is one of Netflix's hottest shows. If you don't know, this was actually a YouTube original years back when it first premiered, and then YouTube series kind of folded and Netflix luckily picked it up. So get ready to binge that again on September 9th. Also on the 9th, they add End of the Road, which is actually a road movie / thriller that stars Queen Latifah and Ludacris. I can't remember the last time I saw Ludacris in anything outside of a Fast and the Furious movie, so it'll be interesting to see if they have a decent dynamic for a Netflix movie. And then on the 16th, they add what I think is one of the most underrated comedies to have come out in the last 10 years or so, Bad Words.
Hi, I'm Chaitanya Chopra. What's her name?
Spin it around.
What was your winning word?
If you don't point that curry hole that way and sit your ass down on that seat, I'm gonna tell the captain that your bag's ticking.
Now this stars Jason Bateman, but he also directed it. And he also directed some of Ozark and a few other things, but this is the only feature film he's ever done, and he does have a knack for it. I would love to see him do something else. I'll even admit, I was a little lukewarm on this movie when I first saw it, but seeing it again years later, it really is funny. I mean, it is a dark comedy about a kind of dirtbag of a man that's stealing trophies from kids in a spelling bee, but the dialogue is all really funny, especially if you can just laugh at people being mean to kids, which, I don't know, I can do sometimes. They're also going to be adding This Is the End, another underrated comedy.
12 bottles of water, 56 beers, half-ounce sour diesel, 1 ounce of shrooms, CT Crunch, a Milky Way.
Can I have that Milky Way?
No, you can't have the Milky Way. It's my special food. I like it.
I want some of the Milky Way. I'd be pretty bummed if I don't at least get a bite of the Milky Way.
The Pineapple Express crew and some others reunite for this pretty epic apocalyptic movie. It's got some really great moments in it. Most of the great moments, though, come from Danny McBride, one of my favorite comedy actors working today. This isn't his funniest movie, but he does have a few of his funniest scenes in this movie. And that goes for some other people. Michael Cera is exceptionally funny in this movie. I mean, this is a raunchy one, but it's one of the funnier ones that all these people did together. You can tell they're really having a lot of fun just being silly with each other in this movie. Do Revenge is a new Netflix original movie that definitely looks like it's targeted at a younger audience. It does not look like my cup of tea at all. However, it does star Mia Hawke, who is somebody I'm keeping an eye on. She was in Stranger Things, but she also had a small role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's the daughter of Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke, and she's really charismatic on screen. I think we're going to see big things from her. While I may not watch this movie, I'm still keeping my eye on Mia Hawke. Fate, the Winx Saga Season 2 gets added. This is going to be great for anyone who loves the Supernatural series on Netflix. If you missed the first season, you got time to catch up before Season 2 drops. And then also on the 16th, they're adding Love is Blind After the Altar Season 2, a sure sign that that show is burning out pretty quickly. You may remember Emma Watson starred in a movie directed by Sofia Coppola called The Bling Ring. Well, they're adding a new Netflix original series called The Real Bling Ring. This is based on the true story with actual footage of some of the heist, where young people were breaking into the houses of rich and famous people in Los Angeles, stealing all their luxurious stuff and wearing it all over the place. So it should make for an interesting docu-series, and it looks like it's going to be a short one as well, which is always appreciated when they don't drag them out. The 22nd adds Thai Cave Rescue, which not only I think is an awful name for the event that happened where those boys got trapped in the cave, but the production here does not look very good at all. If you want to see an excellent production of that, 13 Lives just got added to Amazon Prime. If you missed my recent video discussing all the best stuff on Prime, you can go check that out. I'll put a link in the video description, but that movie is insanely good. I can't imagine this new Netflix one coming even close to it. For that matter, there's a documentary on Disney Plus as well, so market's a little saturated on this story. And again, the Netflix one does not look like it's nearly as good as the others. The 23rd adds a new Netflix original thriller titled Lou that looks pretty interesting. Journey Smollett and Allison Janney are searching for a missing girl in a big storm. Allison Janney is a really underrated actor, and it looks like she's getting to have a little bit of fun here. So if nothing else, I'm interested to see this, to see what she does with her character, but thriller-wise, this looks like it could be a pretty decent Netflix original. If you typically enjoy the foreign movie recommendations I give on this channel, my prediction for September is that Athena from France is going to be one of the top picks for the month. This movie looks incredible. It revolves around this major insurrection. It's got a fictional story about these three brothers, but just the cinematography and everything looks amazing on this thing. Even though I haven't seen it yet, it is one of the movies I'm most hyped for in September. And then on the 28th, they add one of the biggest projects they've been promoting for months now.
Miss Monroe, it's time!
Blonde stars Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe. This is from director Andrew Dominik. He's most known for Killing Them Softly and the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, two excellent Brad Pitt movies. It's also rated NC-17. I cannot tell you the last time I saw something with that rating. So I'm very interested to see why. I'm not sure how graphic this movie's gonna be, but Ana de Armas looks amazing as Marilyn Monroe. When I heard she was gonna be playing her, I consider her to be one of the most beautiful women in the world, but I didn't think she really looked like Marilyn Monroe. But the footage of this movie looks incredible, and it's practically 3 hours long. And I've heard that it's more of an experience than an actual narrative or story, so it should be an interesting watch, if nothing else. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Let me know in the comments below what you look forward to checking out this month. But before we go, here is everything leaving Netflix this month. If you're new to the channel, please note the date I'm showing you is the date that it's gone, so you will need to watch it prior to that date. I've gone ahead and put some of them in bold. These are all titles that I've reviewed or recommended here on the channel before. If you are new here though and you're still watching, definitely consider clicking that subscribe button and the little bell icon. That way you get notified when videos like this release every week so you don't miss the titles before they're gone. For more movie recommendations, you can go to DarrenVanDam.com. I've got recommendations right there on the homepage, as well as access to all my back catalog episodes, so you will never run out of good movies to watch. But I will keep making these videos as long as you keep watching them. Thanks for checking out this Netflix episode, and you will see me on the next one.